So what's the third question?
Okay, what is the correct orientation to have towards the dungeon master?
Orientation to have?
Yeah, towards...
Toward the dungeon master.
There's not one orientation, there's actually several, because we fulfill several functions. One function we serve is we are your window into this world. If you want to see something, you ask us to look, and then we will verbally describe what you're seeing. If you want to hear, you ask us to listen, and we will describe what you hear, moderated by the dice roll, which determines how well you happen to hear. Maybe there was a disturbance and you couldn't hear too well, so you didn't notice the band of orcs on the other side of the door clanging around.
Or maybe you misinterpreted the sound or what we see.
So your orientation when you're asking for a description like that is, we are like gravity. You know, you asked a question and we are telling you what it is. If there's a red apple, it's a red apple, so you should pay attention from the perspective that we're telling you what is.
14.7 pounds per square inch. That's atmospheric pressure at sea level. We don't change that. If you ask, what is the atmospheric pressure here at sea level, we say 14.7 pounds per square inch.
So if you say, what is the atmospheric pressure right here, and we say that it's, oh, well, it's 10 pounds.
10 pounds, yeah.
You know something. You can derive something from that.
You're probably at high altitude somewhere.
So that's one of our roles.
There's more.
In terms of another role that the Dungeon Master have, which is, in a sense, it's entertainment. Not in the frivolous sense, but we're creating a scenario.
A world.
So there's aspects to it which are there to give you a certain kind of entertainment. Now, if you've ever watched a movie or seen a play, there's this thing that happens in which right around the middle there's some obstacle, there's some situation to overcome.
The classic example is there are only 7 plots, by the way, total. 7 plots in any story. There's only 7 possible plots. And any writer who has studied writing knows this, knows those 7 plots. One of which is boy meets girl, boy and girl get separated, boy and girl get together again. That's the plot of many films.
Now,
many plays and many books and so forth.
Depending on where we are in that scenario, boy meets girl. Oh, the dungeon masters are wonderful. But if we get to the middle part, which is necessary for creating an entertainment, boy and girl get separated. It's like, oh, you bastards. You've separated us. And then the final part where they get back together again, that could either be, oh, you're wonderful, or oh, you bastards.
In spite of you bastards, we've gotten back together. It's like blaming the sky for the rain.
You know, some of what you may think as horrible actually may not be so horrible. It's just part of a process. There's times when we may look vengeful, as gods are wont.
We are deities also to this world. We are in fact active deities. We're not the creators of this world, but we are the operators of the world.
Now, there's a thing.
It's the difference between, let's say, board of directors and the officers of a corporation.
Right.
We're the officers, not the board of directors. We have to answer to a higher authority. The higher authority is the dice.
The dice and the sort of the underlying story of the game.
The mechanics of the game, right.
We have to stick to the plot.
And we have to stick to our lawful interpretations of what the dice rolls mean. We can't change that. We can change it slightly. We can modify it, mitigate it slightly, so that, for instance, the entire dungeon party survives something which would otherwise have obliterated it.
So otherwise you're back to the beginning.
That's no fun.
And with seasoned players, that's not a big deal, because you work your way back through the game rather quickly. But we didn't want to do that to you yesterday because we were just getting started.
There are times when the entire dungeon party is obliterated and you start over again.
Now, every now and then you'll notice that the results of an action seem to be rather harsh. And then you take another action based on that, and they're harsher yet. When things seem to be
Think of
getting
those as
really
lessons.
weird, it's time to pay attention. Maybe you're going a bad direction.
Or maybe you're doing something in a way that is not so good. Maybe you're misinterpreting things. Maybe you're making very bad decisions. It might be you. It might not be our capriciousness. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's something about you, about what you're doing or how you're interpreting things or how you're reacting to things that's causing the problem. Maybe it's you. Like there are a number of people that I work with every day who have problems with everybody. Absolutely everybody they have problems with. I have said repeatedly, if you have problems with everybody, absolutely everybody, you better take a look at yourself, because nobody has problems with everybody unless there's something inherent in themselves that's going on. It's like, doctor, when I touch my head, it hurts. When I touch my chest, it hurts. When I touch my leg, it hurts. When I touch my arm, it hurts. And the doctor says, maybe you got a broken finger. I tell that story not only because it's funny, but because it also is indicative of what really does happen with people, which is that you tend to blame the universe for things that you yourself do.
And sometimes they're very simple lessons, like if you say, Christiane reads off the screen, tell the son of a bitch dungeon master that I go to the door and try to unlock it. Well, we don't really care that you're calling us a son of a bitch, because we've had that thoughts about our mothers at various times anyway. However,
I certainly have about mine.
that is a bad way to phrase a statement. It's not a good way to formulate your request. So you may find that sometimes there's clues.
You walk into your boss's office, you say, okay, you son of a bitch, you bastard, are you going to give me a raise? Or if not, fuck you. No. Now, are you going to get a raise?
No.
No, you're going to get fired. Don't say, fuck you, I need your help.